Alrighty, guys. About to get started here just in a minute. Oh, I just gotta check and make sure all the levels are good, mics are good. Still not with our usual setup. Still working on some stuff and some other kinks. Running through softwares and stuff. But overall, nothing too bad. Just missing the video feed today. Oh, jeez, guys, we got a lot to cover today. I know these last pretty much week and a half, past 2 weeks, have been a bloodbath and filled with a lot of uncertainty. But we've seen some recoveries, we've seen some great news, and seems the FUD is kind of starting to settle and the dust is kind of starting to get away, and we're going to go over today all the articles and readings, and just like we always do, and just kind of give that reassurance for you guys to show, hey, we're still in it. Things have not changed, and it's still the same old stuff, guys. That was nothing new that we saw last week. We've got it a lot worse. But also, guys, welcome back, guys. If you guys don't know, my name is Trent. Welcome back to MTV TA. All my patrons, welcome back, of course. Blessed to have you guys here. Thank you for coming back, and all my new people. If you guys want to get more information and stick around and really try to see what we do about what we do in this class, please check out my Patreon in the link below, and I believe it's right on my HUD screen as well. So awesome, guys. So we're gonna hop right into it and kind of just start covering what we need to today. So we're gonna go over our outline agenda, kind of just our light coverage, kind of what we're gonna be going over today. So we're gonna go over JP Morgan has finally done it. They have now finally, you guys know how much we love JP Morgan on this stream. It's a joke for those who are new. We don't like JP Morgan. But they have finally done it. They are now offering cryptocurrency to their wealthy clients. That is something that we have been waiting for quite a while. PayPal optimistic, looking very optimistic on crypto long term. We're gonna hop in that lightly, kind of just go over what they're exceeding. I know they were talking about the next 5 to 10 years, looking very, very long term as to how this space is going to benefit their company, and just overall continuing moving forward in that space. Sorry guys if you hear cars and all. I live right on a crazy college street, so we got all drag racer city going on down here, so I do apologize, and our windows are quite thin also. You guys have probably heard that before, all the streams we've done beforehand. But anyway, so Barstool CEO has now also become a full owner of cryptocurrency. We're going to go in that shortly. It's a lot of bullish news today, guys, but it's a lot of adoption news, I could say today. I was reading today and I was kind of just going through stuff, and I was like, wow, we went from last week to, oh my gosh, it's over, like always. It just makes me laugh because this happens so often, and those who've been around a while now, who've been in this Patreon for quite a bit, you're now kind of starting to get rock hard skin with this. So kudos to you, and those who are new, who kind of just got in here in the last week or two. I'm very sorry, but this is how the market is, and this is not for the faint of heart. So if you can't stomach those 25% corrections, or even those 35-40%, then this space is not going to be for you. Kind of just wanted to get that out there real quick, just because we do have a lot of new people coming in and out of the Patreon and readings and emails and DMs I get all the time. So just kind of always need to clear that up, just because this is the cycle. This is what the markets bring, and they can really give to you, and they can be very giving, and they can be very not giving sometimes. Also going down to, we're going to be going over to Twitter real quick, covering Tim Beiko's ETH coverage. He's one of the head ETH developers with Vitalik. We're going to cover ETH today. ETH is actually currently hitting an all-time high as we speak right now, as we're streaming. Chiefs tight end, convert entire salary into BTC. We're going to go over Sean Culkin, I think that's how you say his name. And also Trevor Lawrence as well has done a cryptocurrency bonus, with, I believe, Crypto.com or some sort of crypto broker or, cryptocurrency section. And he has now received his bonus cryptocurrency. I believe he got paid out in BTC and ETH, if I'm familiar. But Trevor Lawrence has came out and says that he is a big cryptocurrency holder and does support it, long term. And Trevor Lawrence is about my age, I think a little bit younger than I am, or maybe a year younger. I'm 21, and I think he's 20, and I think he's 21 too, something like that. And then also we're actually going to go over Tesla selling some BTC, and kind of go over that, because people thought Elon was the one selling his BTC. That was not true. It was actually Tesla in general. And I'm going to post it in the Patreon, but they updated their quarterly earnings charts, as every institution has to do, and you can see where they did sell off about 275 million of Bitcoin, from what they put in. They put in 1.5 billion, and that's only 10% of what they took off the table, I believe. So people who came in here and said, oh, institutions are never selling, they're holding it forever. That's just not true, because if you double or triple, even 5x your money, whether you're an institution or not, you're gonna definitely take some profits, and that would just be crazy if you didn't. So we can scratch that narrative real quick. Everyone is going to be taking profits, because it doesn't make any sense that you should not take profits if you are doubling or tripling your money. So awesome, guys. That's the coverage we're going to go over today. Those kind of the topics we're going to cover today. Kind of a little bit of a lot, but it'll definitely be a good one like usual. We got a lot of good information today, a lot of good bullish information, despite all the FUD that we've had the past couple weeks. So going through JP Morgan's finally letting their clients invest in Bitcoin for the very first time. We know JP Morgan has not been very friendly with us, and also they put out on their job description. I was looking on ZipRecruiter and LinkedIn. They actually just posted up their blockchain development positions. So they're now hiring some full-scale blockchain developers to go work for JP Morgan to figure out protocols and other really work with blockchain technology. That's how that's going to help their central banking and their overall business. Always good to see the big guys coming around the corner and not having such a fist in the air for this. And regardless if they like it or not, it's not going anywhere. And I say this not even just with my work, but with businesses, but with people I talk to as well who run businesses. You would just rather be ahead of the curve than behind the curve. This is just something you don't want to get behind. And we've talked about it in multiple streams as well, that the US in particular is very, very behind on their blockchain development and just overall acceptance and productivity of blockchain technology. So China's number one right now for sure. They're killing it. They have been for a while now, and I think JP Morgan kind of coming around this late. They should have been here way earlier, but hey, I'm not here to bash too much. But overall, really going through the article, it was nothing too long. JP Morgan is kind of now offering full-fledged investing for their wealthy clients. I believe to be a wealthy client of JP Morgan, I think you got to pull in like a net worth of I think over at least $1 million, at least $1.5 million, something along those lines, to be considered priority high wealth, and I guess in their terms. But yeah, no, it's really great overall. It's good to see some positive news. Galaxy Digital is a great partner, and they've been working with JP Morgan as well. Galaxy Digital partners with the Winklevoss twins. This is another really highly respected cryptocurrency exchange that helps along with these types of things. So I'd love to see JP Morgan kind of coming around to this. Hopefully they don't flip on us again like they have been. For all these years, anytime the price is going down and it's not doing good, everyone goes and points fingers and say, this is it, this is over. And you guys are already, some of you guys are already rock hard skinned to this, and, you just shake it off. You don't even listen to some of these guys, because a lot of these guys don't know exactly what they're talking about either. So that was it for that. I mean, didn't want to cover that too much, but that's also some just great news, or just overall great bullish news. We're going to be having more high net worth individuals coming in here. So that's always a big plus. Wanted to go over on to our demand for PayPal. I won't cover this too long either. Just these are more, like I said, bullish settlements and bullish articles that we are having. And they're all great news. Truly, this is all just kind of positive space for us to push to higher ranks. And also going over the demand for PayPal's crypto offering, exceed all expectations. CEO says next 10 years, just like we talked about. They're kind of venturing off a lot in the sense of what they're thinking about for the next 10 years. And, kind of just trying to lay some ground rules and seeing how, this is going to unfold. A lot of these early adopters of companies are people who are now getting into crypto now, especially in the higher institutional range. Not only with just PayPal, because PayPal does do it a little bit differently than most institutions. Yes, they do hold it on their balance sheet, but then also they are also, a payment service provider. So they also allow you to buy cryptocurrency off their platform, and they also, I think they allow you to transfer now. And Venmo, of course, you guys already know, Venmo's kind of already been in the picture now for you to send and receive cryptocurrency on their app as well. So the intertwinement between the two definitely is something that we like to see. If you guys didn't know, PayPal and Venmo are the exact same thing. Venmo's just kind of the more hip version of PayPal. Same old geezers who made PayPal or making Venmo, but they just kind of made it more appealing for the the younger people and younger generation. But demand on crypto side has been multiplied fold, and we have initially expected. That's a lot of excitement. PayPal president and CEO Dan Schulin said in Sunday night interview with Time Magazine. We've also, for those who weren't here either, we've covered Time Magazine as well. They are now accepting cryptocurrency for their payments of their subscriptions for being subscribed to Time Magazine. And also Time Magazine is also doing their NFT collection and also their gallery, their NFT gallery that they're opening in New York, I believe, as well. So really digging for this stuff, guys. It's not crazy hard, but it still takes some work. work. We're not at that stage yet to where news is kind of just headlined and accurate, like CNBC posts, their Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, thoughts and, integrations. They do bring on, cryptocurrency people, but, most of the time they're usually freeballing it, with themselves and kind of what they know for their information. And sadly enough, as much as some people think they know about this technology and these understandings, they really don't, because this is not something 1 month is going to teach you. It's going to take some time, just like anything you learn or skill. It's going to take some time to really understand what you're reading and, kind of that beneficial long-term engagement. So kind of going through here, guys, super great. They towards the end of the article, PayPal kind of announces, what they're feeling for Ethereum, and kind of they throw out some price predictions and such, and kind of they're expecting the next 5 to 10 years to be absolutely phenomenal for them and their clients, and they do expect cryptocurrency to keep growing, as it keeps becoming more mainstream and integrated in our everyday lives. Amid the growing prices for demand in cryptocurrency, PayPal has continued to expand its cryptocurrency service clients, launching its crypto checkout service in late March, allowing cryptocurrencies for merchants last week. I'm 100% right on that. I was just about to say I didn't know if PayPal had done that just yet, but they did. So yeah, they did add that checkout service. I thought they added that to Venmo beforehand, but overall, great bullish settlement news. Didn't want to cover this too long, like I said. Just more boost to us. Seriously, guys, that's just more of a thumbs up. And then also want to cover Barstool as well. Like I said, we got 3 back-to-backs, just big players coming in here who have proudly come into the space and have openly said that this is something that they do trust and they see moving forward for, long-term as we keep moving forward with this, guys. So Barstool presidents, I don't know if you guys watched Dave Portnoy. He had a little bit of a FUD incident, with his wife, and I think he had an explicit adult film that came out years ago, that he did. He's a pretty young guy, and if you guys don't know what Barstool does or what they are, they're big gambling and news coverage, kind of more for, younger generations in college, college aura in a way. So, a lot of sports coverage, bar fights, stuff like that. Really good stuff that you like to see online, just for entertainment. I love Barstool. I own Penn Gaming as a stock, and Penn Gaming is their one of their their stock that you can buy on this exchange trade on the stock market. So he had a slight interview, and he had a video a while back when Dogecoin was kind of having its overall pump mania, when it was going absolutely crazy, and he came on here and covered and kind of did his little bit of a rant about why this isn't good for the space, and people are just gonna see it as a joke, and all this jazz. And, I mean, I had some mixed feelings about it too. I think something that when people band together for something, whether it just be a meme or an actual real world change, like, people have a lot more power than they really like to admit. The fact that Dogecoin is even where it is right now, just because of a collective group of people and influence of not only just influential people, in the world, but also just really seriously banding together. It's truly amazing. Like, you can do anything when you get a good, solid group of people that have the same determination and mindset as you do. So take that with a grain of salt in your mind, and take that out not only just with cryptocurrency, but into your daily lives for business or anything you want to do. That it's great to do things alone, but at some points you're going to need a team that has like-minded thoughts as you. So kind of just wanted to went off on a tangent right there, but definitely kind of wanted to let you guys know that. But he goes through, and he says he's a proud Bitcoin owner of a whole Bitcoin. I don't know his average cost of what he did, but he did cover back in the day that he was not a very cryptocurrency friendly person. I believe he got in the 2017 run. A lot of people lost money and didn't do very well, and that was, like I said, a little bit more of a speculative time. We didn't have big money like we do this cycle, and that was just more retail driven, like me. And what I mean by that, for those who do not understand retail investors, that's me, you, your grandma, anyone on a scale that is not institutions or pouring in millions and millions and millions of dollars with each buy. So big shout out to the Barstool owner for finally getting 1 BTC. That's amazing. For those who don't know, that's like I think you're putting yourself in like the zero, the top percent, of BTC holders. Guys, there's only 21 million of these things, so even just having 0.28 or half a Bitcoin is very, very impressive. So big congratulations to Dave Portnoy on that one. And also, guys, another great back-to-back news, kind of flying through here, flying through these, just, number one, just for, like I said, more bullish reasons, or there's more bullish articles today, and, this is just kind of just extra backing to what we had last week with all the FUD and uncertainty we had last week. So Chiefs tight end Sean Kunlick, to convert entire NFL salary into Bitcoin, he came out and said, hey, entirety of 2021 base, I want 900. He makes about $920,000 $100,000. So in BTC, that is a couple Bitcoins. So absolutely good for him. People were when I shared this yesterday, I shared this earlier with some of my Patrons, and they were curious as to like if that was a good idea, given the volatility. And I was like, guys, like, of course this guy is not getting all his he is getting his entire salary in Bitcoin, but do you think this guy doesn't have money tucked away, actual fiat money somewhere? Of course he does. He's just getting his payment now, and it's smart because he's getting it now on the dip. If you guys, we'll go on the charts before we hop off today and kind of cover the recovery that we've had, and kind of just compare and contrast to what 1 week ago to what now is the real comparison. And you can see just how FUD and negative news and people who are not 100% confident in their investments and understanding these markets, lose out big time. And and that's just usually from a fact of lack of information and just kind of understanding how this market cycle goes, because this happens every single bull cycle, and it will continue to happen. And that's why I'm on here to try to give positive reinforcement as to the trend is our friend to the very end. When in doubt, zoom out. And there's just things that you can do that can definitely ease your anxiety. Definitely, guys. So kind of like said he became aware of Bitcoin in summer of 2016. Wasn't until March of 2020 he began seriously considering it as an investment. 1 year later, Culkin is slated to swap his fiat income for Bitcoin alone. So that's cool. I mean, a lot of people have also, and it's crazy that like a lot of people have came out and said like, hey, like in 2016, like I remember using Bitcoin to pay for something, and then like I kind of forgot about it, or like I had been monitoring it over the years and kind of just watching it. And that was, I could definitely agree with that, because that was definitely me. 2017, I was watching the bull market happen, didn't have a lot of money in there for me to be freaking out or anything, but watched it happen, saw it go down, really saw it go down throughout the bear market. Checked in, did articles and readings. If you guys believe it, DeFi wasn't even a thing last summer. Like, this is fairly new. Like, it was a thing, but it's not nearly the magnitude it was now with the liquidity and all that. But truly amazing how far we've come. But it always kind of makes me wonder how many people really knew about this stuff, but just didn't take action. And of course back then that was a very, very speculative time. Not only there were just a lot of different things going on a couple years ago that cryptocurrency just didn't fit the role at that time for happening just at that moment. But I don't want to feel pressured to be like I don't want to feel pressured to be like, I don't know if I'm going to buy this week. Kind of like said, the system will allow him to remain detached from the market movements so he can focus on football. So honestly that's pretty smart. I would imagine these guys got big finance advisors and people who handle their stuff for them. Of course, most traditional finance advisors are not going to recommend you Bitcoin. So, that's kind of definitely on his own term. And he probably has a really good finance advisor who, respects his decisions and, respects him as a person, and, really trusts about, what he says and what he does. So that's awesome. I really like to see that. It's great to see more sports players come out and do stuff like this. And, I know, I'm trying to remember who was the very first one to do this. I think it was for the Buccaneers. I cannot remember his name, but we posted an article about him not too long ago, and he was the first one to really come out and have his salary, and that was about 9 months ago. So you would imagine he is doing fairly well with that educated gamble that he took on Bitcoin. And then also, we are not done. Going over to NFL's #1 draft pick, Trevor Lawrence joins Blockfolio and received bonus payout in Ethereum and Solana. I'm sorry, it was not Bitcoin. So sorry guys, it was Solana, but I did get the Ethereum right. So 50-50 on that one. So that's pretty good. The Rising Star, League Star, signed a deal with Blockfolio today. If you guys don't know what Blockfolio is, it's a tracker for your cryptocurrency, kind of just, exactly how it sounds. Definitely helps you manage all your allocations and, make sure things are in the right place, and it kind of gives you a big, deep, it's just a nice portfolio tracker for cryptocurrency. I personally don't use it. I use, some other trackers, but I have looked into Blockfolio and probably will, around, here soon, probably, give it a whirl and see how it goes. But pumped to announce I joined Blockfolio, excited to bring these two worlds together, crypto and football. I would imagine he would have an NFT coming out pretty soon or something like that. The transition is still happening, and NFTs are still well aware and alive. Definitely had some cool off with last week and the past couple weeks with all the FUD going on, but definitely still a huge part, and that is still not even close to being done yet. But going into really the report, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. As per report, Lawrence receives part of his bonus signings in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana as part of his deal. The deal makes him the first athlete to receive a significant amount of his signing bonus in cryptocurrency, which precedes deposits directly into the quarterback's Blockfolio account. So that is pretty nice as well. And in under terms, Lawrence will help educate newcomers. So this is something that I really liked. So what companies are seen to be doing now is that if you are higher up, especially, institutions, influencer, athlete, anything like this, that, they're not making you do this, but the idea of having you educated in this space and being able to teach other people, like I say all the time, like if you're able to teach somebody a skill, teach a man how to fish, just like, I don't know what part of the Bible that was in, but, teach a man how to fish so he can feed his family instead of, fishing for him. It's the skills that you can teach that, that maintain are super important. So you sitting down with somebody and being able to explain something and have them retain it and being able to teach someone else, by far one of the most underrated skills that we have in this world, by far. Just definitely want to put that out there. And I like the way that they're kind of not making him do this, but encouraging him to go out and kind of do something like this. And also Lawrence attended and played football at Clemson, Carterville High School. For those who, Trevor Lawrence fans, kind of go into his background just for a second. And this Twitter post they announced yesterday, I did not like it just yet, just because it's on this website, but I believe I liked it on my main Twitter. So super great on him. Trevor Lawrence, congratulations on that end. I know that was definitely a surprise to me. I was definitely surprising this, and I think it's awesome. I think it's phenomenal, and he's definitely paved the way for being the first really athlete to get a significant bonus in that sense. And you best believe that you will be seeing a lot more of this. This one's not going away at all. And also, guys, real quick, kind of want to go over Tesla's we did kind of cover this at the beginning, but we'll kind of go over in a second. And I'm gonna find his quarter earnings of Tesla and kind of show you where he cashed out. But just like we said, guys, he sold not Elon, but Tesla themselves. Elon has not sold any of his personal holdings. Personal holdings and Tesla holdings are different, as he said before. And of course, I don't think most people have their personal holdings connected with their business either way. So Elon Musk said Tesla sold 10% of its Bitcoin holdings, like I said, guys. And we've also, if you guys didn't know, if you guys just didn't hear the news weeks ago, they've made more off Bitcoin holdings in the past couple of months than they have made their entire career of selling cars. So this was a big boost for them. I would have been pretty upset if they did not take profits, or if these institutions didn't take profits. But they're just like you and I, guys. They understand getting in here. They know if they 2x their money, 4x their money, 5x their money, that they're going to take some off the table. That's just natural human urge for some people. But some people really test the gamble and let it ride. I'm always a big believer in taking profits, and this is the one quote I really do live by, is that no one ever went broke taking profits, and that's 100% true. So definitely, if that money's going to change your life, or help you do real world things, start a business, pay rent, do whatever you need to do, nothing wrong with that. Are you kidding me? That's the whole reason you started investing, not only to retain your money and keep it on the up and up, but also do things you like and buy things you want to buy. I'm one to talk. I cannot be talking right now. I can never buy things for myself. It is the hardest thing for me to do. I seriously, I know some of you guys are kind of the same. So nothing too crazy on this end. This article, it kind of just goes through the breakdown of Tesla fell as much as 3.1 after hours. Since they have such a large allocation of BTC on their balance sheet, their stock sometimes is affected by their cryptocurrency holdings, which is not the biggest deal. And we're gonna cover here towards the end here, as we're kind of getting to the halfway point. We're going to switch gears and watch a video real quick, and then we'll hop back into some charts and some light comparisons from last week to this week, kind of give some more positive reinforcement to where we're heading, maybe in the short term, and also in the long term as well. But we are in a very bullish settlement. The bull market is very much still alive, guys. Jeez, goodness sakes, cannot believe some people thought that was the bottom of last week. Unreal. But no worries, guys. We're all learning, and we're all in this together, 100%. So wanted to go over to Charlie Lee. I believe I have his pulled up right here. Perfect. Awesome. So going over to Charlie Lee, he went on CNBC the other day, and Litecoin. This is Litecoin's main creator, their CEO. Charlie Lee was a Google executive. He worked with basically the beginning of the upcoming of Google, helped do the Google engine and stuff. Big software engineer, big fan of Charlie Lee. I love his work and his overall explanation. So we'll dive right into it. Awesome. Oh, sorry guys, hold on. I don't know if this is
created like
there we go. Awesome.
For our audience that is just kind of learning, they're a little intimidated about the crypto world. How would you describe in a layman's terms the difference between LTC and BTC?
Yeah, well, the simple way to think about it, I always see Bitcoin as digital gold and Litecoin as digital silver. So it's kind of silver to Bitcoin's gold. So if you understand how Bitcoin works very similar to gold in terms of mining and everything, Litecoin works very similar to silver. So it's kind of a layman's Bitcoin.
And so from a blockchain perspective, from a transactional perspective, maybe not from a fractional perspective, and that's, I think, one of the key differences in terms of the decimalization of Bitcoin down to 8 different levels, the Satoshi. Are there any fundamental differences on the back end on how they operate, Charlie?
Yeah, the main difference is it uses a different mining algorithm. So it has a different set of miners than Bitcoin. It's faster. It has more coins than Bitcoin, has 4 times as many coins, and it's also 4 times faster. So Bitcoin transactions happen every 10 minutes. Litecoin transactions happen on average every 2.5 minutes. So it's easier to use, and because the Bitcoin blockchain right now is congested, fees are really high. For Litecoin, fees are still in the pennies. So it's very cheap and fast to use.
What do you mean by that? That it's congested, Charlie?
So the Bitcoin blockchain is full. Every 10 minutes when a block comes, the whole block is being used by transactions. So because of that, everyone is competing to get their transactions into the next block. So the way they do that is they compete by paying more fees. So the miners will choose transactions that pay the most fees to put into the next block. So with this competition, the fees are high. That's why people are paying like $10 per transactions these days. And for Litecoin, the fees are still very low. They're still like in the pennies or sub-pennies.
This is okay. I'm going to give an analogy, Charlie. It may be completely off, and if it is, please tell me that it is, okay? Because I'm a simple guy and I like shipping. We've been to ports. So if it sounds like what you're talking about is, let's say all those ships are waiting to get into the Suez Canal on the blockchain, and basically the ship, not that's first in line, but is willing potentially to pay more, gets to jump the line and get into the canal first. Is that kind of what's happening with Bitcoin on the blockchain right now? It's not a race to the bottom, it's a race to the top?
Yeah, it's exactly what's happening. So people are paying more fees to get into the next block, right? So if you don't pay as much in fees, it might take some time for you to get into a block for a Bitcoin. So I see Litecoin as kind of like, in this analogy, as like another canal right next to it that has a larger bandwidth. So more ships can go through the Litecoin canal than the Bitcoin canal.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for.
Alrighty, guys. So I like that video, and I showed that clip just for a number of reasons to show that not only CNBC is learning, bringing on Charlie and other people. They added the crypto corner space to their sections. I think every Thursday they have something like this to where they'll bring, or I'm so sorry, Monday and Thursday I believe they'll do something like this where they'll bring cryptocurrency influencers or really people who understand the technology and come in and speak on things like this, because I'm liking that they're even trying to learn this. He made analogies. Shepard was making analogies of trying to understand with his port analogy and all that. So seriously, a thumbs up. You can see, just if we go back just a couple weeks ago, even just when we first started this channel and started live streaming, just how far we've come just from the 6 months, or no, not, it has not been 6 months we've been doing this. It's been about like 4 or 5 now. Wow, that kind of just hit me on stream, guys. Wow, I did not realize we've been doing this for like 4 or 5 months now. That's insane. But long story short, Shepard's just trying to learn, and they're all really trying to learn. Some of them, not all of them, but you're seeing the tide shift in a lot of these guys, and that's really all that matters. So cool, guys. I definitely want to get that Charlie interview out of the way. Super good. I like Charlie Lee. I like Litecoin. Big believer in that. As you guys know, Venmo, PayPal, all those major people who list their first coins. As you can see, those first couple that are listed are either they're BTC, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. I do not know how Bitcoin Cash makes the cut every time, but it does. So maybe someone knows more than I do, because I just don't see it. But that's for a topic for another day. So, and also, guys, this is a little bit of a long stream today. We just had so much news that I think is important for us to cover, just to kind of just I'm sounding like a broken record here, but just and to enforce what we had last week in the past couple weeks, just to really drill that in some of the newer people's heads, and also even those who haven't been here in nearly as long, that this is stuff that frequently happens. You're gonna have the FUD, and then you're gonna have the positive reinforcement with everything going on. So MasterCard partners with Winklevoss Gemini to launch cryptocurrency rewards. We're starting to see this a little bit more often. We knew Visa had already been here and settled with Ethereum using their the ETH network for processing their payments. They've been working with that for quite a bit now, well over a month now. That's been openly, disclosed with Visa. Real-time crypto rewards. Card holders are now starting to get cash back in cryptocurrency. Whoops, sorry guys, didn't mean to click that one. Starting to get real cash back with cryptocurrency, as well as, as more consumers look into crypto ecosystem, Gemini is just making it easier, for people to get in, just more basic, really just giving back to the people in a way, especially with credit cards. We all know that credit card bureaus and credit card big banks, it's just not always the easiest or most effective way, to work with traditional banks or their credit cards. You either get a crappy cash back, or it's just not a good credit card on your limit, or, I know it's based more off your credit score, of course, guys, but then in the same way, there's just, some have annual fees, this Gemini card does not, real-time reward, security card design, instant access, worldwide beneficial, you're not going to get denied any place, or they're not going to accept it just for that sense. So honestly, guys, like I applied for BlockFi's crypto credit card. I needed another one anyway. I only had one, and that one was from high school. It was like $1,000 limit. It's like one of those base student ones. But this is definitely something. So I'll let you guys know. I'll do a full review when I end up getting my BlockFi credit card. It should be here later. I would hope it'd be here before like summer ends. I signed up a while ago, but this is still, patience is key. The rollout is still coming. So, but this is really phenomenal news on the sense of, the Winklevoss twins really working with MasterCard and, making this happen, because this is something that, is going to be beneficial to a lot of people. I cannot tell you how sick I am of just not getting the best cashback rewards on my credit card and just having to, here, look at, they literally covered BlockFi right here. I must have missed over this section. BlockFi promises user 1.5 cashback they'll acquire as rewards, and then automatically be converted to Bitcoin and placed in the user's BlockFi account. So, you buy, you use your BlockFi, credit card for $1,000 worth of purchases that month, granted on your cash back. I'm not a good math guy, but basically passive income at that point, guys. Seriously, you're spending money to make money, and that's just phenomenal to me. I never thought something like this would be possible, and it definitely astounds me every day. So, wanted to hop off that real quick, and we're kind of getting towards the near of our end here, guys. I know it's a little bit longer of a stream today, but definitely all worth it. Definitely for sure all worth it. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, here. Wanted to go to CoinGecko, and I've got some images and some overall coverage I want to kind of compare. So going to April 23rd, this is a screenshot that I grabbed, and I thought that would be very important for today, and it ended up being a lot more important this week than last, of course. But this was April 23rd. This was just 1, 2, 3, 4. This is exactly a week ago, Monday to Friday, of where we were before we, had our downside of, Bitcoin going down to the 48 range, and then, so on and so on. So you can see Bitcoin 62K, of course, we're at 54, seems so crazy off. It's like, oh my God, that's so far. Like, guys, that's not even like a 2X, that's not even close. That's not even a 1X, that's like 30%, increase, if that, not even that. Ethereum as well, 2,440. We're actually higher than where we were last week. So can scratch Ethereum off for all the people who, were talking crazy or, not really, understanding how this market cycle went. Binance Coin as well. Binance Coin is above to where it was last week. XRP is below. You can see the fluctuation between certain coins, but the overall importance is that Bitcoin has recovered significantly from where we just were. If even if we just go on, we can go on the trading view chart, guys, and kind of pull up BTC and kind of see, where we bottomed out. Truly where we bottomed out. So let's see exactly what is going on. Let's go to the 1 day chart and see what's going on. So we exactly bottomed out at 4. Okay, that's just a wick. I don't like counting wicks. That's I'm not going to count the wick. So technically, if we want to count the wick, guys, we bottomed out at 42, and that was, we didn't hold that. That was eaten up almost instantaneously. But realistically, the lowest we went, we were down to like 48. Realistically, 45 even, 48. You can see these wicks, that how far, we've definitely stretched downwards. So just definitely wanted to kind of compare that for a sec. And then also wanted to bring up some also coverage or some also images as well. Kind of going through fun fact. Oh, this is also a fun fact. I thought this was actually really, really funny. Here, let me make sure I get all these pulled up right here. You guys might not be able to see them super well because I should have cropped them in with the iPhone crop, but I think it'll work out just fine. But fun fact, at this day, Travis Kling, I thought this was really funny. At this point of the year in 2017, Bitcoin was up 35% year to date. So from where we were 2017 rally to where we ended up there, from point A to point B, 35% year to date. So for those who maybe don't get the magnitude of how far we've come, I do this a lot, but it just shows magnitude, and I will continue to do it as long as I'm streaming, because it's just something you need to understand. And it's just, when in doubt, zoom out. December been in this uptrend for 139 days, and getting the price percentage even more. Whoops. About 340. Actually, no. It's not. Yeah. About 330% increase from where we were in December of 2020. So, there's always positive reinforcement. That's really what I think is so important, especially for newer comers, and that's just how it is. Even for me, emotions are a big part of this, and there's nothing wrong with being emotional, but never let your emotions dictate how you see things, or let you throw off your course or your plan. Let me see if there are any other comparisons I had. I think we definitely covered this the other day. Oh, this is a good one. I sent this to my mom the other day, so I thought that was kind of cool. I really like this one. So just a quick reminder. I'm really big on this, that life paths close to you, life paths open to you. The past. This is. May, of course, probably not the same route, but the future. There you go. Seriously, possibility to endless, guys. Seriously. Never be scared to fail. Do what you love. Seriously. Just really is that. I'm going to post this on the Patreon because I really like this. I kind of needed this today too. Yeah, 100%. Really, guys, I think that's all I had to cover for today. I don't think there's anything else. I mean, here, this NFT of this NFT of Chad Boseman at the Oscars, super dope. I really thought this was awesome. I know there's some controversy about the Oscars of kind of what it kind of unfolded, kind of money grabs and all that, people making money just off NFTs, and just because he passed away, that's really what they're doing. But I don't think that's all that. But I won't cover it too much. But realistically, guys, that's all I really had today. I'm just double checking to make sure I didn't leave anything out critical that because we did cover a lot today, guys. But seriously, any questions you guys have, any concerns, share this with friends or family. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for chiming in today, and we'll be back on Thursday. Pay attention to the Patreon. I'll probably have some updates in there as well. We'll probably hop into some charts maybe tomorrow, cover, and we'll keep updated on the markets go. If Ethereum starts having to blow off top, or things start going absolutely crazy, we'll definitely start a live stream and just kick it and see how it goes. But other than that, guys, thanks so much for tuning in today. I will definitely see you guys on Thursday. Please stay safe. Have a great start to your week. I know it's Tuesday. I hope Monday was great for you guys, and stay safe now. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.